All right. No, reading today. I actually need you to go to Schoology.
This will stop. It'll keep going.
Get on it that way for right now. Alright,
No, it keeps going.
Schoology, we're doing a lesson out of the textbook or the book this week. So you're going to go to reading. And in reading, the textbook link is up here at the top. I opened it back up. We're going to kind of remind you how to use that textbook link. It should open here. We're going to hit the contents over here. There we go. And then we're going to go to lesson 17.
17 or 16?
17. And we're going to click on vocabulary in context. So you have this page and one more page of vocab words. 10 vocab words we're going to look at today. And then you're going to read the story here a little later, and we'll get to that story in a minute. But let's talk about these vocab words first. So the first one is impressed. Let's find somebody. Read it nice and loud for us, Riker.
The judge was impressed and
Awed.
awed by a young writer's remarkable talent.
Good. So what does impressed mean? You're impressed, John. What does that mean?
It's like someone's like someone's doing something that you like.
Yeah, you liked it, right? You thought they did a great job. So the word awed is a similar word, okay? If they're impressed or in awe by you, that means they liked it, right? They thought you did a great job, okay? So impressed. Read the next one for me, Claire. Ooh, collected. Calm and collected. What's collected mean? Now think about it in this term. Collected might have two different definitions, right? And here, it doesn't necessarily mean you're collecting things, right? If you're calm and collected, what does that mean, Adam? Okay, you're concentrating, you're focused. Good. Kenny?
That's what I was gonna say.
Okay. And calm, they use the word calm here. So if you're collected, you're calm, right? You're thinking clearly. Okay, this collected doesn't mean I'm collecting stuff. Okay? So a little different definition there. Number 3. Let me go up here. Read that one for us, Kenny.
Produced. Amazing structures were produced or created at the sandcastle contest.
All right, produced. What's that mean? Go ahead, Kenny.
Made.
Yeah, created. They use the word created here. Made, right? Something that you created or made. Fourth one. Get this one up here. Let's read the fourth one. John?
This 100 wall is to be the first to reach the finish line. His
Destination. So marathoner. So somebody who does marathons. Okay. What does destination mean, John?
it means like where they're trying to go.
Yeah, where they're going. And in this case, they're trying to make it to the finish line, right? Okay. Move this out of the way here. Next word, read for us. So I'm going to hit this arrow here, go to the next page. There it is. Jackson.
Original. Olympia, Greece is the original or first place where Olympic Games were held.
All right, what's original mean, Jackson?
Like the first.
Yeah, the first, right? What happened first? Something that took place first. Okay, so if we had an original, then you might make replicas, right? What's a replica? What's that word mean? Josh?
Like you're recreating something?
Yeah, you're recreating something that was already made, right? It's going to look like the original, but it's not really the original. Riker, question?
Is that why it's called the Olympics? Because of
Olympia. It's a good conclusion to come to, isn't it? Okay, makes sense to me. Canyon, you read the next one for us?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Concentrate. This
opponent. Yep, what's concentrate mean, Canyon?
To focus.
Yeah, we're back to focus, right? You're focusing on something. So focus, concentration, collected, right? Those kind of mean, they might be a little similar. You're concentrating, you're collected, okay? Focused on something. All right, the next one. Read for us, Kenny.
Suspense. These fans are in suspense, wondering who will win the big game.
Ooh, they look like they are in that picture. What does suspense mean?
To like be nervous and
Okay.
like to be nervous and to not know what's gonna happen.
Exactly. You're anxious. You're uncertain about what's happening, right? So you're nervous about it. You're hoping it works out. Okay? Good. Number 8. Adam.
Admitted. This spelling he contested, admitted or confessed how nervous he was.
Ooh, he admitted it. What does that mean?
Or told them.
Yeah, he confessed, right? He told him what was true, or told him what was happening, or how he was feeling. Okay. He looks nervous in that picture too, doesn't he? All right. Number 9. John.
Hey, first place trophy is a compliment. Using the dog and it's in the compliment means like they're saying nice to something.
Yeah, you're being positive, right? You're admiring them, you're giving them positive. It says praising, positive comments. Okay? So again, back to it was something you liked, right? If you were impressed, you probably complimented them. All right, we've got one more here. Josh?
Rumor. Sometimes a rumor or unproven news can spread about who won a contest.
What's rumor mean?
It means like it's kind of like a myth.
Okay.
Kind of like it's like a story that somebody made up a long time ago.
True, it could have been something somebody made up, right? Because we can't prove it. If it's a rumor, okay, they said unproved, it's news that we can't prove to be true.
Could be
Okay.
true. It could.
Right. More than likely, if it's a rumor, it's not. Generally speaking, rumors are not true, but if you can find proof that it is, then you're not spreading a rumor anymore, right? Okay? So those are the 10 vocab words. You're going to do a crossword on here in a little bit. But before we get there, I might stop here. So with this story, we're going to be talking about a couple of things we've already talked about: figurative language and point of view. Okay, those are 2 things we've discussed. Let's review those. What is figurative language? You have a whole notebook of different figurative languages. Juliana, what is that?
Some of the figurative languages are like sayings.
Okay.
Different ways to say something.
Yeah, they are different, right? Ways to imply something, okay? Remember, figurative languages are usually not meant literally, right? Okay, they have another meaning behind them. They aren't meant literally, like raining cats and dogs. Do I literally mean it's going to rain cats and dogs? No. What does that mean? What does it mean if it's raining cats and dogs? Raining extremely hard, okay? So figurative language might also be called literary devices, okay? Something to keep in your mind. If you hear somebody say, oh, what's the literary device used? They're talking about figurative language, okay? And then the other one we talked about was point of view. What's point of view? Kenny, what's point of view?
It's like who's telling the story.
Yeah, the narrator that's telling the story.
Narrator or the person, somebody that was in it.
Right. And we talked about 4 different kinds. We had first person, second person, and we had 2 different ones for third person. Okay, so those are points of view. Here, this story also focuses on story structure. Now, we've talked about it a little bit. Okay, we've talked about what story structure was, and we've mentioned setting, characters, and plot. Okay, so plot's your beginning, middle, and end. Here, conflict, events, resolution. What's the setting? What does that mean? What does the word setting mean? Adam? Yeah, where it's taking place, right? And that could be a when as in a time of year, okay? It can be a where, a location, a state, a building, somebody's house, okay? So it can be very specific, or it can be very general when you're talking setting. We know what characters mean, right? People that are our main characters. Let's go to plot. What's a conflict? John?
Like a problem.
Yeah, conflict is the problem, okay? What's happening between the characters that's causing an issue, that's causing maybe suspense, okay? Events, what do I mean by events, Juliana?
Like what's happening?
Yeah, what's taking place, right? You might put them in order. The sequence of events. How did things happen? What happened to get to the problem? What happened to solve the problem? Those are the events. Resolution? Riker, what's that? Resolution. We make New Year's resolutions, right? We're coming up to those. What does that mean?
It kind of means like something that you're gonna do.
Yeah, something you're gonna do to improve, right? Something to do to make yourself better or
Are you using
to change. Okay? Not right now. So the resolution here is how you solve the problem. Okay, you had a problem, you had a conflict. How did it end? How did it resolve itself? Okay? So something we've talked about, but we're really going to look at with this story. I'm going to go here. You're going to listen to the story today with an Ed puzzle in a little bit. But I want to talk about the genre, because it's one we haven't really touched on much. So science fiction. What's fiction? You know what that is, Maya? Yeah, it's a fake story, right? This is a made-up story, but it's science fiction. What do you think science fiction means? Nick?
Like it's fake, but it's like stuff about science.
Okay, has some kind of science-related element, right? Good. So if we look here, it's based on scientific ideas, often set in the future. So if it's in the future, has it happened?
No, so like Star Wars.
Okay, yeah, like Star Wars, kind of. Exactly. As you read, you're going to look for technology of the future, so maybe things that we don't have today that maybe we will. Unrealistic events, what's that mean? Unrealistic. Sean?
That it can't really happen.
Right, things that aren't really, they really can't happen. And characters that may or may not be like real people. So again, Star Wars, we have a lot of characters that seem very fictional, right? Okay, so
Like Chewbacca.
this story, which this is the first year I've ever used it, and I've read through it. It's an interesting story. Okay. This is some information here that when you're listening to it, they don't read to you, but I would at some point take the time to go into the book here and read it. Okay, gives you a little bit of background information about the story and why people write these science fiction stories.
It doesn't read.
But the story actually starts here. Okay, and it's about a young boy and a girl, and the boy is very smart. Okay, and he's designing this machine. He's kind of keeping quiet. The girl discovers the machine and wants to try it out, and from there things unfold. There gets to be some tension between the two. Okay, and then in the end it's resolved. All right. So kind of an interesting story, something different from what we've read together in class before. So I think you'll like it. I hope you'll like it. Now, you'll learn what these letters stand for. It's called LAFF, L-A-F-F-F. And you'll learn what they stand for as you read the story. Okay? As you listen to or read the story. So you have two things you're going to do. You go back to Schoology. Down here at the very bottom is lesson 17. Yep. And you have a crossword puzzle. For those of you here in person, I have a paper copy if you would like it. Or I have the PDF posted. Okay? Now remember, the crossword puzzle has 15 words, but we only have 10, so I also give you the word bank. Yeah, there's some other words. Geniuses, mustache, complaining, magazine, and brilliant are additional words. Okay? And then, I'll give you, and then you're going to read or listen to. Okay, she shows you the page so you can follow along. Listen to the story LAFF and answer some, they're just multiple choice questions. Okay? So crossword puzzle, listen to the story, gentlemen. It doesn't matter to me what order you do them in. If you want to listen first and then do vocab, that's fine. If you want to do vocab and then listen, that's up to you. Okay? Either way, that's your assignment for today and you can get started.